All right. Well, scheduling patients in Greenway, insurance information. So, assuming that you already have a patient who you've created and you started inputting the demographic information, the next step is to get their insurance information. And for this, you're going to have to make sure that the patient has the card in front of them and knows what insurance they have. Additionally, if they have a secondary, then they will need that card in front of them as well. Here is a list of insurances that we actually take as of March 2016. We do accept Medicare, including several other versions of Medicare, including Railroad Medicare. We do accept Aetna. We take pretty much all Horizon and all Blue Cross Blue Shield plans, with a few exceptions, which we'll get to. Medicare is also known as Novitas, and the Railroad is also called Palmetto. So types of Horizon that we take: NJX, HMOs, and POS, locals, PPOs, direct access, Medicare Blue, federal, as well as out of state. We do accept patient-centered, non-Medicare Horizon. Very important, we do not accept the Medicare patient-centered, which is coming up later. We do accept Keystone Health Plan East. We take TRICARE for Life, Champus, which is rare, New Jersey's Carpenters. We do take workman's comp on a case-per-case basis, which will need to actually be discussed with our billing department if a patient ever calls with this. We take certain Medicare Advantage plans. We do accept most AmeriHealth plans, including AmeriHealth Administrators, AmeriHealth, AmeriHealth Value Network. We do accept the Geisinger Health Plan. This is very important. This is a relatively new plan in our area. So if someone calls and asks if we accept Geisinger, the answer is yes. We also accept Independence Blue Cross Blue Shield, Independence Administrators. Here's what we do not accept in any way, shape, or form. We do not accept any form of Medicaid as a primary. If the patient takes this has this as a supplementary insurance but has Medicare as a primary, we will see it. But Medicaid as a primary, we do not see. A patient who is with the clinic, the patient will actually need to go to the clinic. We do not accept New Jersey Health through Horizon, which is another form of Medicaid. We do not accept United Healthcare. We do not accept Cigna. We do not accept Multiplan, Intergroup, Bravo. We do not accept AARP Medicare Advantage. We do not accept Amerigroup, which is another form of Medicaid. We do not accept AmeriChoice, which is another form of Medicaid. We do not accept the VA insurance. Patient needs to go to a VA facility for this. We do not accept MagnaCare. We do not accept the Horizon Medicare Patient-Centered Plan. We do not accept Aetna Savings Plus Individual EPO. This is the only Aetna form that we do not accept. And very importantly, we do not accept Clover Health. Okay, this is a newer form of Medicare which we do not accept. So the big ones that people will call with: Medicaid, and once in a while they'll call with Clover, and all these in the middle we also do not accept. Okay, so inputting the data is in the demographic information, which I will show you. Basically, in this little insurance area, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on this little globe, which I'll show you, and then you're going to input the first few letters of the type of insurance. For example, Medicare is actually Novitas. You will put in NOVI, which I will show you in just a moment. Okay, then you will find the information, and then you will make sure that the insured person gets copied over. Let me break this down. So going back to the patient that we've been working on the information sheet, we've already added George Test's demographics. And that's, again, see that video for that information. So this is the insurance information. We have room for a primary, secondary, even a tertiary, although we will only, at Jersey Urology Group, we will only build a primary and secondary. All right, so the first thing you're going to do, let's say George Test has Medicare. We're going to click on this little globe, and we're going to click on NOVI. That's for Medicare. Thankfully, Medicare is fairly simple. There's only one that shows up. Okay, and we are going to double click that, and it pulls it in. All right. Um, and I think I may have entered this gentleman's plant policy number before, but in general, you're going to need to ask for the exact policy number on the card. It's absolutely critical that you get the policy number. No dashes, no dots, no apostrophes, anything like that. You're going to need, it's most usually Medicare is a letter plus several numbers. You need to make sure everything is in verbatim from the card. You need to have the patient read it out exactly. Please do not put a space. So, for example, if he tells you it's R 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, it needs to be exactly like that, no spaces, anything. Very important, the other piece of information you'll need is the policy holder. In most cases, it's going to be the patient. What you do is you click on the insured over here, and then you click on policyholder. This is the way to do it. You do not click on policyholder first, and you do not type in here. In no circumstances do you ever type in the policyholder box. Okay. After this information is in, you can click Save. All right, and you can see that it showed up over here. All right, so that's fairly straightforward over here. Now, some other types of insurances or some other aspects of this. Policy number is required. Group number, effective date, expiration date is preferred but not required. If the patient has it, please enter it. And again, to pull that information in there, we'll just click over here and let's just say we get the group number. I'm just going to put in some random numbers over here. I'll put in a random date over here. 1/1/15. We'll say it's 1/1/19. And then we'll just save that again to update this record. Okay, so this has now been updated. Policy and group ID numbers always need to be capitalized. Very important, especially the Medicare. Don't put a lowercase r, don't put a lowercase p. It needs to be capitalized. If we wanted to delete this insurance, we would need to actually, it's a little bit contradictory, but again, we would choose this. We would change it to NA, and then we would save it. Okay. Policy holder ever changes, we can change the insured, which we'll show you how to do. Medicaid New Jersey Health is the one in London, Kentucky. We'll get to that possibly. Or again, we do not accept Medicaid as a primary. It would be only a secondary. New Jersey Medicaid, you'd search under Molina. Some other little rules that we'll get to in a little bit. Novitas Medicare will always have an ID number that is a patient's social security number with a letter at the end. And again, no spaces, no lowercase, no dashes. NJX, if a patient has those letters, it will be always direct. Always ask for the plan number, name, and policy number of the member ID. Entering a different person as the policy holder. This is an important thing to do. So let's say that George Test is not the actual owner of this insurance. Let's say that it's going to be Abigail Test. So you're going to have to go over here to this associated party name and click on this over here. Now, let's say if it's someone who's in our system, it's very simple. If it's not, then let's say it's someone we've never heard of. Say 1/1/15. Let's just say we're going to search by date of birth, and let's say it's not Betty Silverman. If it's Gary Silverberg, we would actually put in this person's information, and we would click Add New. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to click over here. We're going to you have to add that person to the database if it's a new person. Let's say it's someone who's already in our practice. We'll say that it's Abigail Test. So we're going to pull that person in. Okay. And associated party type, we're going to say that this is the insured. So if this, let's say Abigail Test is this person's sister, we would make this the insured, and we would pull in Abigail Test as the insured and the sister, and we're going to click saved. Okay. So let's go back to this Medicare. We'll click on this plan over here. And now we are going to click on the insured. Now that we've added this other person, say Test Abigail is now the plan holder. And that's fine. We'll go through that. Well, this person does not have a Medicare plan, so it messes things up a little bit with this example. But so it pulled in this person, and again, click on the plan holder, make sure that it comes over here. All right, so that's how you add an insured person who is not the actual patient. And you will have to do that from time to time. You'll have to get the relationship of that person. Okay. So here's just some basic information on what to search for based on the plan. As we said, Medicare, you're going to search for Novitas. For most of these other plans, when they say Horizon, they can get a little bit tricky. When you're going to ask them for is essentially, and you may reference this from time to time, you're going to want the P.O. box, okay? And that will give you some idea of what some of these plans are. And then you are going to also want the actual type of plan, which will be on the usually the upper right-hand side of the card. For example, NJX, you will want this plan 1099 Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield Direct, which, for example, we are going to